Well, greetings, Cap fans, and welcome to episode 259 of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Verbanis, and I've got a co host, best gosh darn one out there. You know his name. It's Bob Lucius. Oh, Bob. All right, you're gonna need to give me a little bit of time here. From the moment I heard Frau say I had a clone, I knew that I'd be safe 'cause I'd never be alone. An evil doctor shouldn't speak a lot about his feelings. My hurt and my pain don't make me too appealing. I hope Scott will look up to me, run the business of the family. Had an evil empire just like his dear old dad. Give him my love and the things I never had. Scott would think I was a cool guy. Return the love I have, make me want to cry. Be evil, but have my feelings too. Changed my love with Oprah and Maya Angelou, but Scott rejected me. C'est la vie. Life is cruel, treats you unfairly. Even so, a God there must be. Mini me, you complete me.
Rick, that was your finest moment.
Yeah?
I do. I think you had it. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Ah.
Yeah, great
What's the
cover.
next line?
I don't know.
Just the two of us and the castles in the sky.
Oh
Just
my
the
gosh,
two of us. You and I. Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
You know
stuff.
that song? You know where it's from?
From Doctor Evil, right?
Right,
From
but
Austin Powers, right? The
yeah, which
spider.
one? Which
Was
one?
it the Spider Shagged Me?
It was. It
Yeah.
was The Spy Who Shagged Me. Yep. And now that song, I find this song interesting because the song is based on Just the Two of Us,
Hmm.
which originally was written by Bill Withers
Okay.
and performed by Grover Washington Jr. and Bill Withers. And that was like back in 1980. And then there was a remake, kind of like a rap version of the song by Will Smith.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard the Will Smith version.
Well, the Dr. Evil version
Uh-huh.
is based on the Will Smith version.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's
Interesting.
a remake of a remake.
Okay. Wow. And I thought it was a lot older than 1980. So that really does surprise me a little
Yeah.
bit. But I guess,
Just the two of us.
of course, when I
Yeah.
say that, most people say, but 1980 was a long time ago,
Shut up.
right?
Don't go
Yeah.
there.
Wow. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I want that as
So
my ringtone,
yeah, you
actually.
think so?
Yeah, that would be
All right.
awesome.
Well, wait till it
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah. The funny thing is, Will Smith. Oh, I don't do a lot of impersonations, but and I know, I, I know, I know our listeners like, Rick, you do voices all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as impersonations of like famous people, um, here's my impersonation of every single Will Smith song.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Woo! Ha ha!
Nailed it again. Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Every single Will Smith song.
Yeah.
Every single one. Yeah. Bob, how you doing? And
uh,
by the way, why did I greet you with that Austin Powers song?
because Mini Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I almost went off on a different direction there. So I'm so glad I pulled it back.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Um,
Yeah. Mini Me.
yeah. So, right. We have today as a guest on our show, uh, creator of Mini Marvels and many other things, Chris Giarrusso.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been looking forward to getting him on the show.
Yeah. Ever since he did that our new logo.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And for new listeners to the show, I apologize that was an extra lengthy beginning. But typically what I like to do is when I start the show, I like to give a some sort of tie-in to the show, and I change it up every episode, and then try to get Bob to guess
Yeah. And I get him
about.
like 23% of the time.
Yeah, you're being modest.
So
I would I would invert that. More like 32.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. So Bob, what's going on with you? Anything new?
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? No, man, we're getting deeper into the post summer season, Rick. I hate to call it fall because we don't have that down here in Florida, right? We just have well, it's the same. It's the same. Who am I kidding, right? Just as wet, just as hot, just as humid. So yeah, no, kids are back in school.
Kids.
Man,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How many
oh, I'm
I
just
only know of the one, Bob.
well,
What's
I only know the one, but I'm assuming the other ones are as well. And yeah, so it's back to that normal routine, Rick.
Yeah.
You know. And how about you? How's your day going?
Uh, well, speaking of normal routine, so at work we have a gym, and I work out in the mornings, and then they also have like exercise classes, and so
Yeah.
I took one at the end of work today,
Hmm.
which is my typical Tuesday, and I go to take this class, and there's a bunch of people my age, uh,
Uh-huh.
maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, but maybe I'm like the average age, right?
Yeah.
So these aren't like these aren't classes what I'm used to. Like I do another class, a notable gym. I don't want to give their name, but it rhymes with Barange Ferry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Right. Right.
anyway, so I'm in this class, and I have this partner, and this is woman, again probably my age, something like that. I don't know her, never met her before,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to swap out,
Yeah.
um, and she's on a rower
Yeah.
and I'm running,
Uh-huh.
and then it's at the end of the class. So this is like um, a everybody has to exercise for the length of time it takes each her and I to do 250 meters on the rower,
Okay.
right? So there's pressure on us
Yeah.
to perform
Yeah.
and make sure this 250 meters doesn't take forever because everyone in the class is like waiting on us to finish, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm running, and then I come back, and she says to me, "I'm ready for you, Rick." Now you laugh. You laugh.
I do. Yeah, I do laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it was my wife who
Yeah.
had said that,
Yeah.
I would have said something like, "That's what she said,"
That's
right? Like,
exactly right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
But this is a stranger. I don't
Yeah.
know her. It's a work situation, so
Yeah.
I am not going to say that,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So she gets finished with her 250 meters, and then she says to me, "I thought it would have been longer."
It's killing me.
So at that point,
I'm
if
tapping
it
out.
was my
Yeah.
wife,
Yeah.
I would have said, "Wow, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that,"
Right. Yeah.
you know? So I was like, "Oh,
Tough day.
yeah,
Yeah. Tough day.
things you can't say at work for
I
200,
know.
Alex."
I know. My goodness. Hey, I got on the rower today.
Did you now?
Yeah. So how long have I've had my job for three, 3.5 years, just about 3.5 years, October 1st, 3.5 years. And
Oh, happy anniversary. Today's
thank
your
you.
anniversary.
Yeah. So right before I started the job, like maybe 2 weeks, I bought a Concept 2 rower. And it's in my wife and my bedroom.
Hmm.
And I thought this would be great. I'm gonna row every day. I'm gonna get in fantastic shape. And I rowed for like 2 weeks, and then I started my job, and I have not touched it in 3.5 years. And
So how
today
much
I
how much clothes hangs on it?
yeah, I had to move like stuff off it, and like get it situated again properly. But I
Uh-huh.
hopped on that bad boy today, did my 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, all right. So I'm feeling it in the back, but
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to seeing it again in another 3.5 years.
Oh, well, at this point, yeah, that's
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
man.
I'm
Good
gonna
for
sort of
you.
I'm gonna make
Good
it
for
like
you.
maybe an anniversary thing. So
Bob, we got Chris waiting in the green room. We probably should get him out.
We should. His time is valuable.
All right. And I'm sure he can't wait to see our new shirts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Finish training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Our guest today is the Harvey Award-nominated artist and writer, best known for creating, writing, and illustrating G-Man, a series of books loved by all ages, as well as the classic mini Marvels at Marvel Comics. He created the all-ages mini Marvels in 1999 for Marvel Comics, which star child-sized versions of notable Marvel characters, which eventually became a regular feature of Bullpen Bulletin's pages seen in nearly every Marvel book. Other recent work includes illustrating Officer Clawsome, Crime Across Time, written by New York Times best-selling author Brian Smitty Smith, and Hashtag Danger, written by Tom Peyer. Listeners, of course, know him for creating our fantastic new logo for the podcast and Facebook group, and we're very excited to have Chris Giarrusso on the show. Chris, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
We've gotten a great reaction to the new logo that you created for us, and we want to get into that, into the many steps involved in your creative process. But before we do, can you tell the listeners a little bit about how you got into comics and illustration?
Well, I loved comics ever since I was a kid. Comics and superhero cartoons, cartoons of all kinds, newspaper comic strips, and I would draw when I was a kid, like a lot of kids did. Um, Maybe a little more so. I would copy my brother. He was also an artist, and then it kind of got away from me as I got a little bit older, middle school, high school. I didn't really like focus on that so much. But when I got to college, I applied for an internship at Marvel Comics, and that kind of really changed everything for me because I got the internship. I started working there for a summer, and then they hired me on staff about 6 months later.
Obviously, as a child, right? You got into drawing and things like that, and I want to kind of talk a little bit about G-Man because on your website, chrisgiarrusso.com, you have G-Man webcomics for people to enjoy. I think the latest is like 479. I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah,
Um, and the first several strips are about Mikey G creating his own comic strips, and then he's being teased by his older brother, nicknamed Great Man. And you have two brothers, including one who also, as you mentioned, enjoyed drawing. Were these strips loosely based on your own interest as a kid, and also influence from your brothers?
yeah, 100%, absolutely. Like that's the inspiration for everything in G-Man's world. Not just his family and his brothers, but also his friends too. Or a lot of them are based on real world counterparts.
So and again, I'm reading these web comics, and I see that the older brother is just tormenting Mikey G. Was that also real world? Is that something that you
Yeah,
happen with your brothers?
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I get that.
I mean, everyone has sibling rivalry to some extent. I think everyone with brothers or sisters can relate to that.
Yeah. Where are you in the pecking order?
I am the second of three boys,
Okay.
so right in the middle.
Right, middle of the pack.
All
Yeah,
right. Now, did you pick on the younger brother? I mean, because crap travels downhill
I'm
usually.
sure. I'm sure I did. I'm ashamed to say that, but I'd like to think no, I was perfect. I never did
It
anything,
was
but
just it was mentoring.
yeah,
So let's talk a little bit about your style. So now it's safe to say that it's more of a comic strip look and feel. You publicly have shared your influence in the past, such as Peanuts, Garfield, Dennis the Menace, uh, Beetle Bailey, Heathcliff, others, right?
Yeah.
And I could definitely see the Charles Schultz influence. And you took classic comic strips storytelling and you combined it with the comic book superhero genre to create your own G-Man universe. And what inspired you to do this? And did you always consider it a career goal? I mean, I know you said you got away from it, but how did you come back to it?
Um, I think I came back to it when I was in college because I was really floundering. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Um, kind of felt like I was wasting my time, but I started drawing comic strips in the school newspaper, and that was just all I wanted to do. So um, I took a bunch of art classes and graduated with an art major and got that internship, like I said. And just really like I kind of it still bothers me now that it took me so long to believe in myself to even try it because I always had this lack of confidence and thinking, well, that would be great to be able to do that, but I'm not good enough to do that. And but yeah, after a certain point, I just was like, I gotta get a career in comics somehow. Like even like I didn't think I'd even be able to actually draw. But after the internship, I thought, oh, maybe I could get a job as an editor in the production department. And that was where they hired me, the production department. So yeah, everything else is gravy. I mean, that I even got the chance to do. I thought comic strips were in my range. Like I feel like that's something I can do, but I never thought I had the chops to draw like real comics, like like Jim Lee or John Byrne, something that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Were those
But
like your favorites when you were a kid?
yeah, so I mean, I really I was a teenager, as the Image guys started coming up, so that was a big influence. And just yeah, Image Comics was founded the year I graduated high school, and I just thought it was so cool that these guys were doing their own new characters that they owned. Like I thought I was totally on board with it, all of it. I didn't feel I didn't have that betrayal feeling that a lot of people did, that they would have the audacity to leave Marvel Comics. Like Marvel Comics was fine without them, and they kept going, and I kept reading Marvel Comics and DC Comics. But the Image revolution was like really inspirational.
Yeah, I totally remember that. I actually, maybe it was just a few years ahead of you, because I was, what was that, like 91, 92?
92, yeah.
Yeah. So I was a senior at the University of Alabama, and I actually had a comic book shop that I was doing because I was doing some conventions at that time, and it was a huge boom. It was like that time was just amazing. And I think I've heard you say a few times, like you were a big Eric Larson fan, so Savage Dragon was one of your, I guess, favorite Image titles that launched during that time.
Yeah, that definitely stuck out to me as like the most unique of those original seven. Um, and I just ate it up. It was just like that's all I wanted to do was comics.
Well, let's get back to the college strip. So this is another parallel. I did the same thing. I did a comic strip for my college newspaper as well. What was yours about?
Just like student life, like the light. It was basically just like a guy, loosely me, making his way through college and just coming up with like short humor gags. Um, at the time, I thought I was doing like brilliant work, but you know, nothing I'd want to show people now.
Do you still have them? Do you still have your collection?
Yeah,
Did you hold on to them?
yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You should put them on your website at some point.
Uh, No, I really shouldn't.
Oh, well, we do have some questions from our patrons. We always give them an opportunity to send in questions in advance, and so we have several of those. But before we get to the first one, I want to ask you. Back in 1997, I think it was your first published work at Marvel, and it was What If 100. And
Yeah,
you did that little cartoon strip with Wolverine and Sabretooth. What if they became friends? And
yeah,
it ends very peaceably with ice cream.
yeah.
And I got to ask you, why did you pick Wolverine and Sabretooth as your debut, or was it assigned to you?
Uh, yeah. So I was interning at that time. I was interning for Kelly Corvese, who edited the What If books, and when things weren't like super busy, I would just pitch him like the most ridiculous ideas I could think of for like, the next issue should be this, it should be that. And then he finally just said, if you can turn that into a 3 panel comic strip, I'll put it in the letters page.
Oh, that's
So
great.
so yeah, it must have been my idea, the Wolverine Sabretooth.
Yeah, I mean, the really great one came. I think it was just a few issues later in 105, and that was the Cap and the elderly Bucky one. So
Oh
I,
yeah.
I really appreciate that one as a Cap fan. So that eventually led you. I think you did 4, maybe 5 of those little strips, and
Yeah.
eventually led you into the mini Marvels.
Yeah.
So how did you get that assignment?
Well, like you said, I did a few strips in the What If comic. Then I got hired on staff. I did a couple more for What If, and then Zena Sarfin was the editor on the Bullpen Bulletins page, or she had just gotten assigned, like, you're in charge of this page now. And then Greg Schiegel, who was another assistant editor, suggested to her, like, you should just give Chris like 3 panels to fill up that page. And it was appealing because like that's like less space she has to fill on her own. So
Yeah,
right place at the right time. Really lucky to have that opportunity. I was probably not ready.
yeah,
Um, I look at that stuff now and I just want to redraw all of it.
right. But how did you feel when you saw that first one
Oh,
come out? Right.
it was great.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yeah, I was like, I could die happy now. I got my stuff published in Marvel Comics. I can't believe it.
Right.
That
Yeah.
feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark Domeyer, who's one of our patrons, he wants to know what are the key elements to creating something that people of all ages can enjoy, and Mini Marvels is one of those things. So, like, how do you bridge that?
You know, I I don't know really. Like all I ever wanted to do was make stuff that's funny and not offensive. So if you don't curse and you don't do naughty behavior, naughty adult stuff, then
Right.
it's generally going to be safe for everybody. And so yeah, that's really it. I was just focused on humor more than I was focused on it's got to be for all ages.
Yeah.
When we were kids, all comics were all ages. We didn't really think twice about it. It
It's
was just
true. Yeah.
assumed, like, we knew adults would read them, but we were reading them too. So I don't really have a more philosophical approach than that.
Yeah.
Uh, Another patron of ours, Michael C. Johnson, he writes, I love your work. It never fails to make me smile. As an example, there was a piece you did with Galactus, the TARDIS, and characters from a few different franchises. It just got an element of joy to it without sacrificing the things that make the characters who they are. My favorite part of that particular piece is the way you did Firestorm. He's grim, serious, and yet done in that light style of yours. If anything, I'd say your art puts me in mind of my favorite parts of Mad Magazine growing up. Al Jaffe, Sergio Aragonés, Don Martin. It's a style that just makes me happy seeing it. My question, now that I've effused, is is if you'd ever consider doing something in the mini Marvel style, but longer, sort of a maxi Marvels.
Yeah, well, I kind of did. The first collection was a one shot with, I think it was a 28-page story, uh, Spider-Man delivering his newspapers, and that was like a long form story. And then we did another one shot that was two 16-page stories, I think, with another a follow up to that Paperboy
That's a good story,
story.
too.
Yeah, and then Wolverine going off to get a box of cereal.
Uh, yeah, I recall. I mean, was that this one?
That was an ash can that reprinted one of those
Right.
from the second one.
This
So
was
that's
the Paperboy Showdown.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the longer stories that kind of continues.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I used to have a comic book store in Atlanta during this time, and if you could see, I put my little sticker on it, and then I would give these out at the store, and then on Halloween I'd give them out at my house. So I can't tell you how many hundreds of these I gave to kids of all ages during that 2003 Halloween time.
Well, thank you.
I got it. I give out shots.
That's true.
But it's different down here, I guess. Yeah. So you've created several classic covers in your own style over the years, Chris. Published earlier this year, in fact, you took on the 15 connecting cover variants that paid homage to the original run of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition. And I mean, that was stunning. Love those covers. If anybody wants to check them out, they can head over to your website and you've got them all on there. Really amazing. How did you get that gig? Because that something that it must have been a dream job.
It was, and it's just the most unexpected way for that to happen. Like, because I wasn't really getting a lot of. I mean, actually, I had just started to get like a little bit more Marvel work, like here and there. They, asked me to do a couple pages for something, but that set of covers started as a commission, and so after I had penciled all the covers, I shared it with Jordan White, who was my editor on the Venom books. Mm-hmm. He had hired me to do some Venom covers and a Venomverse comic strip. So I just said, "Hey, check this out. This is what take a look at this." I was just hoping that it would like lead to something, but not expecting it. But a couple of days later, he said, "Yeah, we want to print these as covers when you finish them." So that's how it happened. Just like I just kind of fell backwards into it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't totaled them up, but like how many different characters did you do across those 15?
I don't know. I didn't count.
You didn't count them either?
No.
Yeah, it's got to be like at least 200-300. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
20 on each one, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of covers, when mentioning favorite cover artists, you have listed Jack Kirby as one of your top artists. Is there a favorite Kirby cap cover that you particularly love and maybe even have recreated?
I recreated one of the. It was Red Skull holding the cosmic cube.
Yeah.
Like and Cap is kind of like off to the side at the bottom. I think of the page, and it's just energies coming. That's the first thing that I think of on that. There's a lot of Cap and Falcon covers. I feel like, although I think maybe John Romita might have got in there and redrawn some faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He was known for doing that. But did you have a favorite, just as a fan, a favorite Kirby cap cover?
The ultimate classic is Captain America Comics #1, where Cap is punching Hitler. But I wonder how much of that is Jack, because it doesn't really scream Jack Kirby, and Jack and Joe Simon, the creators of Captain America, that would describe their work process as kind of like they both did everything. So they couldn't even necessarily tell you who penciled or inked what on what page or when. So I don't know.
Have you ever done a recreation of Captain America Comics #1?
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you?
It's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to check it out. I haven't
Not
seen that.
not printed as a comic, but just as commissions. And
Sure,
I think I did make a print of it one time years
Oh,
ago.
my goodness. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Now, you also mentioned that you were a big fan of the Zek cap covers. Do you have a favorite Zek cap cover? And I know it's hard for you to do favorites, but and have you done any recreations of those?
And just to be forewarned, Chris, Rick here is a huge Mike Zeck fan, so
Okay.
he's judging you.
Well, what I think of immediately was there is a Captain America Wolverine,
Oh,
and
the
Wolverine.
annual.
Well, yes, the annual Wolverine's like slashing his claws across
Hmm.
the shield, and the sparks are flying. And I think it was maybe, was it painted, that cover? Like something about it was just like next level.
You mean this one over my shoulder here?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wall.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a poster of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just, just stops you dead in your tracks when you see that. And I think around that same time there was the one with Cap just firing a machine gun,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
which was pretty awesome looking.
I would love to see your version of that.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Because I've heard you talk of that you have an idea for Punisher, and I don't know if you've ever had an opportunity to do that, but because you're as Michael Johnson mentioned, you have a very light, uh, you know, and
Whimsical.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
exactly. So you don't think of Punisher firing his gun, or in this case, Cap with the machine gun firing it. I totally would love to see your version of that.
be great.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, the Punisher idea I have doesn't have any guns in it, but he's still very much the Punisher in it.
He's still, yeah. Oh, he piqued my interest. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I'll pitch that at some point.
We have another patron question. Matthew Glover wants to know, what's the most difficult part of being an artist?
Just kind of pushing through on days when nothing seems to be working.
Yeah.
If you have writer's block or artist block, like it's just like, why isn't anything working? I don't understand what this is, and it's really easy to fall into despair. But
Yeah.
um,
Do you have a hobby that like you like, I gotta take a break. I gotta get away from this.
well, unfortunately, my hobby is comic books
Oh yeah, that's that
and
probably doesn't help much.
action figures and toys and all the stuff that comes along with comic book collecting. I'm into all
Us,
that.
us too,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah, yeah.
So you've done it all, right? I mean, you've been credited as a writer, as a penciler, as an inker, a colorist, even a letterer. Are any of those like your number one? Like, if you could only pick one, what would it be?
Ah, well, it wouldn't be lettering.
Wouldn't be lettering.
Wouldn't be coloring either. I mean, the drawing and the writing is the most fun.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that goes back to the roots of being, comic strips. Comic strip artists traditionally they do the whole thing themselves. They write it, they draw it, letter it, color it. And I kind of felt like I'm this. I don't really fit into anything, so I kind of have to do this all myself in the beginning. And you know, the, as the years went on, I improved.
Mhm.
But I think between writing and drawing, probably it just kind of goes back and forth. Like I feel like I've done a lot of commissions this year, and I'm really itching to like write something. So I really want to get back to uh, putting a story together.
Yeah, and also you do logos. So let's get into the logo you created for us. So I reached out to you on July 5th and to see if you had any interest, and you said you did. And 3 weeks later, we have this beautiful final product. But there was a lot of steps in between, those 3 weeks. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk through your process.
It's kind of a blur at this point. So I
Uh,
mean, so anything you can shed the light on might help
I know
me.
you've done a million things since this, but
Yeah.
so I sent you some very crude sketches, which I'll share on the screen, and I of Bob and I with a logo, and I had us kind of little stick figures with a thumbs up on either side of the logo, and
Yeah.
kind of gave you some, a few different sketches of what I was thinking in my mind. And you turned around and you created the uh, a couple of ideas.
I do think what you gave me was definitely very helpful because I mean, I kind of understood right away what you wanted. And then I think I was looking at it from the perspective of you probably want this in different formats. Like I was just thinking everything podcasts is a square. Like the internet runs on squares for
Yeah,
graphics. So I
right.
knew like, okay, I figured if I draw the two of you guys as figures and then I can modify it as needed to be a little bit to adapt to whatever situation you needed.
I think you came up with the idea of us holding the logo and developed. So basically, you drew me, and then you drew Bob on like on separate uh, pieces of paper. What kind of? It's not
It's not Bristol, but
right.
it's a cardstock
Hmm.
from Kinko's.
And I see you use a lot of blue lines,
Yeah.
and then you ink over top of that.
Yep.
All right. So the original one, because we sent you some photos. I sent you a photo of me. I sent you a photo of Bob. I sent you a photo of the logo as far as the I'm sorry, the what would Cap do challenge coin, right?
Uh huh.
And then you came back with these two different drawings. Now, um, Bob's he had
Hey, there
oh
it
there's
is.
This is so cool.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
oh of course, yeah. I'm just sorry I couldn't give it to you in person. But I missed the show. But anyway, the I know Bob's eyes were I guess he had a smile where the eyes were not
I gave
open. They
him
were
I gave him a squinty
yeah,
Hmm.
like a Fawcett Captain Marvel kind of a
Yeah.
look, like a Clint East.
What you didn't know, Chris, is that my wife and son say I have a fat bottom face, and when I smile, my fat bottom cheeks like scrunch up my eyes. So
Yeah, it's like a Clint Eastwood look,
there you go.
you know.
he
Right.
yeah, he definitely has got that. I wouldn't say dirty Harry. I would be more like the 90-ish Clint Eastwood. You know,
That's right. More like the get off my lawn kid.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Eastwood. Sure. Yeah.
But and that was, I think, the only change we asked for. I think it was just, hey, can you, Bob being, very, very picky about his eyes. He asked, can you, have them
Yeah,
open? And I think that was the only change.
yeah, I
You
think so. Yeah,
you nailed it. Yeah.
I think I
Um,
did redraw arms and hands a couple times to fit like when you're holding the logo or when you're not.
right. And
Yeah.
then you did because that was a horizontal one, and then you did one like you mentioned, square of the two of us giving me a fist bump.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome one.
Yeah. But I think you grabbed our likenesses very, very well.
All right.
Um,
I'm always nervous about that because like I feel like that's a huge weakness, capturing likenesses. So whenever anybody puts me on the spot like that, I'm like, oh no, like you're not gonna like this.
so why did you take the gig then?
Uh, I don't know. I'm a people pleaser.
Ah,
I love it.
well, you nailed it. I
You
mean,
did.
you
You
did an
Okay.
did.
excellent job, and I will go and say that it became a big old pain in the butt for you because, we needed different sizes for the different YouTube and
Yeah.
Facebook and you name it. And every time I would upload it, it would come up like absolutely like distorted. And I was going with the 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 specs that they gave me. And you
Yeah.
were a trooper, man. You were like, well, let's resize this, resize this, and
Yeah. Because they give you specs, but they don't tell you that like, well, you're only going to actually see a certain section of it, and it's going to show up differently on different devices and stuff. So once I figured out like what we were dealing with, I was like, okay, adjustments weren't that difficult.
Wow, you were a complete rock star and a gentleman, and the end result is amazing. And I just wanted everybody to know that these things just don't happen, right? Like there's a lot of stuff behind the series in the process you did. So I wanted to make sure you got the proper kudos for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and folks loved it. I mean, the listeners have responded. Folks in the Facebook group have just really responded, favorably, positively, enthusiastically to the Rick and Bob. So,
All right, well, that's good to hear.
yeah.
Thanks.
So I know that you're busy with shows, and you noted that you're very busy with commissions, including, might I add, you recently did this awesome one for me of Captain America and Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that you worry about likenesses, because every time my wife walks in my office, I have this displayed on my shelf, and she says, "This looks like Rick and me." Like it's like you drew these as Rick and me. So
Okay.
she loves that. She
All right,
mentions it.
good.
Yeah. So
Wait a minute,
unintentional.
which one's me, Bob?
You're definitely Cap, I think, and I'm the guy
Okay.
with the eye patch.
Because of hair, right? It's
Yeah,
the hair.
it's the hair thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, have you had any like odd requests from fans, or maybe something that you'd love to draw but that you've never yet been requested to draw?
I mean, odd requests, yes. The answer to the oddest request I ever had was somebody, this is years and years ago, but somebody asked me to draw Hitler throwing a walrus into the sun.
Okay, yeah, that's
Like,
weird. Yeah.
okay.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. There must have been some backstory to that, I'm sure.
Maybe
There's
it's
people
probably,
Googling right now.
Yeah.
Hitler walrus son.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it's out there.
Yeah.
Because this is back in the day. I think this is even before camera phones and stuff. So like I didn't. It's just like I finish it and then it goes away, and I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's some like cult probably or something that has to do with walruses and the sun.
Yeah. I mean, probably an inside joke of some kind.
Yeah.
But
So-
I don't know how you get there.
Yeah, that's right. So are there? I mean, you did the 15 covers. You have a lot of Marvel covers, comic characters on there. You've done a lot of other work, with Savage Dragon and variant covers. Is there a character that like you haven't been asked to do yet that you'd love to do? Because I have a few in mind, by the way. Because I know you're busy now, but I'll be back circling back around to you because I got some ideas for you. But is there somebody that like, man, I'd like to draw that?
I mean, as a superhero comics guy, I think I've probably drawn like everybody I could think of at some point, at least as a commission. But I would love to work for DC and get something actually published. I was talking with Franco and Art in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny Titans.
Yeah, we were like, hey, Marvel and DC, they're back on good terms and they're collaborating again. We should do Mini Marvel's Tiny Titans.
Well, that would be awesome.
So that's kind of a dream project right there.
Yeah. Hey, sign us up. We would
Yeah.
all love to see it.
Yeah.
I think we actually saw I guess it was a commission, or I don't know, but you guys did team up to do that famous cover of the Titans and the X-Men.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was, they did the DC characters, the Titans, and Darkseid, and then you did the X-Men characters, right?
Yeah. That was shortly after we met, and I just was like really excited about meeting them and that they were cool, and we could be friends. Because initially, after the Tiny Titans was announced, there was kind of like this like haters kind of a backlash, and like kind of like as in some kind of like support of me, like, oh, I can't believe they're totally copying you. And I was like, they're not. Like, I didn't invent kids. X babies had already been a thing like 10 years prior to that, or more. And I liked their work. I thought Art was an awesome cartoonist, and so I just wanted those guys to like me. So when I finally met them, I was like, I wasn't sure if they were hearing any of that kind of backlash. So I told him like, listen, like I don't hate you guys. Like everyone says I should be mad about this, but I'm not, and I think you guys are awesome. And so we just instant friends. You know, it's how it should be.
How it should be.
Didn't
Yeah.
didn't they didn't a convention put the two of you guys tables next to each other?
Yeah. It was like I think it was a Wizard World Philly show. We were right next to each other, so I just like walked up. I said, "Yeah, everyone says I should hate you, but I don't." And they're like, "All right," and oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, man, right?
Yeah,
Like that's their, isn't that
yeah.
their? Okay,
That
cool.
was my introduction to being around them like all day long and just like how they operate, all their energy, their
Yeah.
contagious, enthusiastic energy.
Wow.
I know you've got, Bob mentioned commissions and conventions. I think you have a couple of conventions coming up, right?
Well, I guess by the time this airs, well, I've already just done a couple. Uh, I've done the Greensboro Comic Con and a store appearance at Nostalgia Newsstand. And then I have immediately coming up is the Big Lick Comic Con in Greensboro, followed by Baltimore Comic Con.
Yeah, and I'll stop by and say hi to you in Baltimore because I
Okay.
definitely am going to go down to that one.
All right, good.
It's a great show. Yeah, but what other projects are you working on right now that you can share with the listeners?
Unfortunately, nothing I can share. I mean, it's I'm kind of wrapping up on my commission list and getting that out of the way so that I can focus on something. I have a few ideas of things I want to do, but nothing that's in approval mode or in progress yet. But um, I need to write.
All right. Well, I highly suggest that listeners check out your website, which is chrisgiarrusso.com. That's two R's, two S's, and we'll have a link in our show notes so you can check that out because there's so many cool things on there. If you want to get more of G-Man, so here's my copy. So I have Learning to Fly, which was the first collection. There's the G-Man web comics. There are opportunities to get original art. There are opportunities to get collections and books there of all the stuff that Chris has worked on. And he's got a lot of backstories on there as well. So it's a great website full of great information.
A lot of fun just to browse. Yeah. Could spend hours.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks.
All right, Chris. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. It was an absolute pleasure, rapid cap with you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Well, that was a fun conversation with Chris. I love hearing, some of his background on how he can make things fun and
Right.
funny,
Yeah.
and anyway, he seems like a super nice guy too.
Yeah, he seems genuinely interested in creating a product, content that everyone can enjoy. And that brings a little joy, right? A little happiness, as I said, a little whimsy in people's lives. And like, who can't use a little whimsy, right, Rick? But also he seemed genuinely happy to hear that question by Michael and know that people do appreciate his work in that way, that they get joy from it. It brings them some happiness. Just like I'm every time I see that commission he did for me, it just makes me like happy in the moment. So he's a good guy. I really enjoyed our talk.
Yeah, 100%. I get a thrill after seeing his character of me, that I have on my little avatar,
Yeah.
that I have on my social media channels and things like that. So that's kind of like a lot of fun too. And I know you do as well, right? Like we have
Oh,
like
sure. Yeah.
matching avatars, which is a lot of fun. So when you comment on something outside of the Captain America comic book Facebook group,
Right.
and then I capture something, I wonder what goes through people's heads. They're like, wait a minute, do these people know each other?
Are they a couple?
Yeah. I know I'm really jealous of you that you got that commission as well. With Cap and Nick Fury, and it's funny that Casey thinks that it's you and me.
It does, Rick. Take a look at it. I think I posted it. I could send it to you again, but it is, once you see it, you can't not see it. In fact, I'm thinking like I might just start wearing an eye patch to our sessions here.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
I need a big A on my forehead.
need a big.
Uh, yeah, I want to see if I'm going to commission him. I would love to see him do because I've seen his version of Red Skull,
Yes.
and it's a lot of fun because it's a angry little guy,
Yeah. Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and and then you have Cap with his wide open eyes, and then you have like
Yeah.
an angry Red Skull. It's
Yeah.
just
Right.
it's kind of a lot of fun. And speaking of Red Skull, Bob, next episode, we are going to continue the Steve Englehart storyline. We finished up the Nomad story. There was an 8-part Nomad story that
Right.
was our long tail story for this year, and we figured, you know what, we can't leave people like hanging,
Right. We
right?
gotta know how this wraps up.
Yeah. So there's a 3-part story to kind of wrap up not only the whole Nomad saga, but also Steve Englehart's run.
Right.
And so we're going to kick that off next episode, episode 260, which is the aftermath of Nomad, and it's Captain America versus Red Skull Part 1, Captain America 184 from 1975.
Ooh, like a fine wine. That's vintage stuff right there.
Really is. So make sure you come back next episode for that. Bob, any final words?
No, I'm just super excited to see you again next week. Same time, same place.
All right. He's Bob Lucius. I'm Rick Verbanis. And if you don't mind, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. We love seeing your comments in the Facebook group, on Spotify, in YouTube, and we do answer those. And also, if you have a question for us that you just want to send in, email us at capcomicfans@gmail.com, and you might get that answered on air. And also, we also thank you for listening to another episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast.